read it in some Chinese voice. I know Chinese text a bit more cutesy one, right? So I was like, 真的可以吗? You know?
Have you heard of a bootleg JJ Lin?
Huh?
This is your daily ketchup.
水里
So before we begin with today's episode, we'd like to give a shout out to our sponsor, Shopback, for supporting us and enabling us to create more content for you guys.
For those of you who don't already know, Shopback is basically a platform that allows you to earn cashback when you shop online. And if you're already a user, they actually have a referral program that gives you $15 cashback when you refer a friend.
Yep, and from now till 31st July, they have an additional $1,000 referral challenge when you refer one friend.
Which means $15 plus 1,000!
Yeah, and even if you don't win, you still get 1 plus 15. That's $16 for every referral.
That's quick math. So what are you waiting for? Download the app now and use our promo code TDK7 to get $7 cashback to start shopping and saving. Shopping and saving. Shopping and saving. Love that. Back to the episode. Does everybody here know who Jeff Ng is?
Yes.
The Cathay guy.
Yes. Good for him, right? Everybody know who he is now.
Wait, has it been a long time already? It feels like to amass that amount of like people, right? You had to be famous for a while already. But I only heard about him like 3 weeks ago.
Yeah, so for people who don't know, right, he actually performs, he got famous after he started performing at the Cathay in around May.
Actually,
Then,
even before that.
Before that, he was like a musician for 14 years. But it's like kind of an
He
offensive.
caught my attention in May, where he was busking somewhere else off Orchard Road. And I was thinking, wow, this guy nice, and I don't even listen to Chinese songs, right? But like Pat listens to it. So I knew he was solid. And then they got drop dates to say that he'll be performing at
he'll
Cathay.
be there, yeah.
Now, like, okay, I was thinking I want to bring Pat there for a date. Forgot. Thing blew up and it's all over TikTok, and then you realize it's too crowded to go, right? I took note because the first thing is that I wanted to send it to the team to see whether we could do a documentary on Jeff. And then we realized couldn't, right? Because
Right, the day
they
after
wanted
that
us
news
to-
broke that he wasn't that ideal of a candidate.
no, even before that, I think he wanted us to wait for him after his.
No, that's Uncle Raymond.
Oh, that's Uncle Raymond. And the other thing was that JJ Lin was in town and we were filming something with him. I mean, not on the Daily Ketchup.
The actual DJ Lin.
Yeah, and I was thinking, hey, it would be nice if we could get in touch with Jeff and then we surprise. Then it'll be a nice, like a superstar and fan experience
He
for
actually like
everybody.
Jay Chow.
And then everything turned to shit. And then But anyway, sorry, please give us the
The
rundown.
first hints of it were that on TikTok, right? Like the videos of him going viral on TikTok. Then you go and look at the comments. Then people are typing very sus comments like, if only like, how can you support him, or do you know what he has done, that kind of stuff. But very vague. We don't really know what exactly happened, right? Then after that, then I think it blew up because
The ex-girlfriend.
his ex-girlfriend go and release like a very long
Screenshots.
Facebook post talking about who is he and then like what he was like and her
Yeah.
personal experience with him. It came with screenshots of like him in like different conversations and then showing like how he was really like
With
receipts.
like 20 missed calls.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
Wait,
Yeah.
wait, is he good?
Good.
Okay. No, because you can be a good busker, right, but then not generate that kind of crowd. I think it's very smart that he chose Cathay because very big open space that no one really
It
went
was
to.
TikTok.
Even
It was
before
TikTok.
that,
Really?
there were frequent buskers at Cathay. And they were all pretty decent one. Because I've said them more than one occasion.
Yeah.
But this guy really got the crowd.
Right.
Actually, when the whole thing unfolded, right, the tipping point for me to feel like was that when I first noticed him, I'm like, wow, this guy got talent, this guy is good. And he spawned off a whole wave of very talented buskers in Singapore. Like TikTok now has so many buskers. And I'm like, oh my gosh, and this came after Jeff. And then the ex-girlfriend stories come out, and then the on stage tell people keep quiet, and then blast he keep telling the technician to increase the volume because people were talking. And actually those stuff didn't
There's a
really
technician outside
bug
Cathay.
me. No, as
No,
in
when he go and performed at
in
bars.
bars.
Okay.
Bar gigs.
He was very, very annoyed when
Right.
patrons were talking among themselves.
Right.
Apparently he would whine in front of them and say like, hey, you're not going to listen and like you can leave or something like that.
That was on his
and
live
then
show.
Before that, he also then tell them to increase the volume just to make people put off by the idea of talking, right?
Yeah.
But anyway, that didn't really bother me. I still thought, my first initial reaction was still that, how come we as a society like that, whenever somebody get famous, we go and dig out his shit. Like Ivan Lim. You know? Like, okay lah, you all didn't like him. Apparently a lot of people know him, interacted with him, think that he wasn't a great guy. Did nothing wrong, but just not very likable. Then when he's supposed to do something with his life now, when it's time to do something, then everybody want to come out and got something to say, but you all never say it last week. Yeah, so that was my initial feeling. I was like, wow, we finally got a new emerging talent in Singapore again in music, which is so hard to come by for us. But then the thing that really made me damn sian was the follow, unfollow, and like, why you unfollow me? Like weirdly,
No, it
that
is-
was the tipping point. Like, yeah, okay lah, you're still the asshole.
Wait, can you explain exactly what happened?
Basically, to me, I thought that was the past, right? And then I realized that the unfollow stuff was quite recent, which is basically there are people that follow him on the internet because, okay, if you are getting internet famous, you get followers, right? Then when people unfollow him because perhaps don't like the content anymore, he will DM them and ask them, may I ask why you unfollow me? Then after that, the person don't reply, right? Then he starts getting a bit passive aggressive on like, I don't understand why you cannot just answer why you unfollow me. Then why you even follow me in the first place if you don't want to?
Yeah. It starts off actually quite nice.
Yeah.
Then it gets really twisted quite quickly.
No, but allegedly what he does is he will follow people, then people will follow him back, then he
Then
will
he unfollow
unfollow. Then when the
them.
other person unfollow, then he will message.
But are these people random people or like other like buskers or people in the
I think it's
industry? Or?
random.
I think it's random.
Ah.
Yeah.
Supposed fan. I think what's
Yikes.
interesting, right, is that I think you kind of touched upon this before, but it's like with Ivan Lim, right, is that why do people feel like there is a deserved fame? Like, in order to be famous, there needs to be a criteria. Like, you need to be a good person. Like, you need to be all these things. Why can't people just be famous for their talent? It's like as though when they finally became famous, right? Oh, sorry, this guy doesn't deserve to be famous because he's an asshole. Like, why is that connection?
I think it becomes, as in, I think it just kind of crosses the line when one, you are giving money to this person, so you are funding this person's like whatever personal life which they don't agree with, lor. Or like secondly is that clearly we look up to people like that and we see them as role models, or even like nowadays like parasocial relationships, right? We want to be friends with such people. Yeah, then that's probably bad example lah.
That's fair enough. I mean, like, the most, okay, again, as a football fan, the most, like, prominent example I could think of was that when John Terry was captain of England, and then
It's a very specific example.
because he slept with his teammate's wife. And
Damn.
after that, it broke the news, right? His captaincy got stripped from him. But to me, it's like, that doesn't really like affect his leadership qualities in the back room. Maybe people do respect him and like
In the
In the back room.
clearly
in the
someone's
locker room.
wife, like
No way,
that.
I think it affects you because if it's your team, right, then you ruin your interpersonal relationships. You might ruin your dynamics on the field.
Sure,
Yeah.
fair enough. Also, but I think the statement that came out was that, oh, he's not a ideal role model. Captain of England is a role model for all kids, and he's no longer a role model for these people.
But I kind of understand why they have to say that, as opposed to there's a diva in the locker room now.
yeah.
But yeah, so like if it's, I mean, like I can kind of understand that, right? But on Jeff Ng's level, where there's no interpersonal relationship to ruin that affects his captaincy or ability to lead a team, then should his private life affect his professional life? Because there are comments that are saying like, hey, like he's good at singing, but I don't care about all this other business that he does. Yeah, what do you think?
I think he cancelled himself, to be honest.
By privating his account.
Because no one was out there to say you cannot be captain anymore. You can no longer run for GE. This one don't have what?
But he's scared ma. So he supposed to perform like regular Saturdays. So the big news kind of broke on like a Friday. Then after that, the next day he say got COVID boom. So then he like private his account and like not doing the show anymore.
But he can come back. And I feel like at the end of the day, it's on his own terms, right? Because he got a busker license. Go and bus off.
And usually for celebrities, they just need to take 1 month break, then you'll be fine.
You know, I was
Usually
with,
6
I
months,
don't know
but-
whether I should say this. I'm gonna say it anyway, Ryan. Don't agree.
Say it
I was with
loud.
Ryan,
Sorry.
Reno King. I want to say Reno King. So then I was with him last weekend, right? And he was telling me, you know how he got into the news a couple of weeks ago because he just came out to say that
He's broke.
He got
He feels broke
90%, yeah.
which is okay lah. I mean, his own platform, he feels broke lah. I mean, he's broke. Could be our version of feeling rich, right? But it's your platform, you are just saying you're broke, what? Then he said all the news articles went to cover, and then because he's also a very deeply private man, so he very stressed. Then when the Jeff Ng shit broke out, right? He said it's the only thing that turned his life around. He said, "Wow, you must thank Jeff." Because he was under tremendous like pressure and stress and scrutiny by the media again. Until the whole Jeff thing came out. Then the world forgot.
Attention.
We move on.
No, but I think there's a line, right? I think there is a line between being an asshole and doing something completely morally or socially acceptable as unacceptable. So, like, for example, celebrity like Kevin Spacey, great actor, morally corrupt, cancel.
Yes, where
correct.
are you going?
But because you're saying Jeff is a good singer, why should he be cancelled for something in his private life?
Correct.
I think there's a line. I think if he ended up being a sexual abuser, then okay, I think correct to be
Right,
cancelled.
so it depends what he does.
I think if he's just an asshole, I think it's not that big of a problem
Like
for
Tom
him to be
Cruise.
cancelled. Sure.
But if he has emotionally abused his ex-girlfriend allegedly,
Right. Okay.
is that deserving?
But who hasn't, right?
I don't know, man.
No, I mean like earlier relationships or whatever, right? As you grow up, right? Your first relationship, you tell me you never
it's
make any
true,
mistakes,
it's
man.
true.
Yeah.
Never.
You tell me you know everything. You're completely in emotional control and matured.
That's fair.
No what?
Sorry, I thought you were just admitting to like some really bad shit.
He is one. So for those of you who don't know, Jeff Ng is a 32-year-old Singaporean busker who started performing at the Cathay around
That's
like
the real
May.
surprise, right? His age.
Why?
He looks 20.
Yeah, he looked like a child.
That's why every time when they talk about the ex-girlfriend, I thought like from secondary school days kind of.
Right.
Oh wow. Okay.
So, but he's now married. Yeah. So basically, he performs on Saturdays. Like he used to perform on Saturdays regularly, but then like when he started gaining fame on like because of TikTok, it went viral. Then people they're looking for things to do, and then they end up crowding at his concert. They actually start queuing at like they'll camp at like 7 p.m. Even though he only comes at 7:30. Yeah, so he did go quite viral lah. And then
He did lah. He really went viral lah.
I actually know like buskers, right? And then they actually make quite a fair amount. Like pre-COVID, right? Just like even if it's like an average busker that like don't draw crowds, right? They every week, I think if I'm not wrong, right, they make about 3 to 5K a month, right?
Wow.
Like minimum.
as
Yeah.
in if they're performing once a week.
About maybe like 3 times a week.
Okay.
Yeah. Not bad one. That's on top of the side gigs, like they go and get paid to go to pubs and perform all that. Yeah.
So when he started getting more famous, right, I think like you mentioned, like people started commenting a bit like sus things, like alluding to certain things that he had done, and then later on came out that like one, he was an abusive partner, two, he's very rude to his fans and believes that he should be in the spotlight whenever he's playing anywhere, and then like three, he's a bit sensitive when it comes to following, I guess. Yeah, I'm not sure how to summarize that into a word. But
I mean,
anyway.
in on a global, international scale, we've seen plenty of douchey celebrities.
Or
right?
is he a fame whore?
Is he just a douchey celebrity?
Yeah. Or like did the fame get to him, or was he just always?
It seems like he was always like
I think
that,
he
though.
hit true fame after the bullshit happened. Like he was just a busker. People don't really remember his name. Then it was when the expose came out did he truly become
Yeah.
famous.
Like if Mothership deems it worthy to cover him, right? You've got to be.
No what? I thought
really
the
famous.
crowds that were being drawn were already there before the drama.
Yeah,
appeared, right?
they were there
but how
before.
the common public who are not interested in busking kind of got to know about him.
And know his name lah.
yeah.
You got a favorite busker, but you may not know your favorite busker's name, right?
No lah, to the point that you are drawing that level of a crowd, right, in a public space, right, is to me that's already like high level already. Like that was already fame already. Like if you are a random
No, I'm not
Singaporean
disagreeing with you.
Yeah, like in town, right, I walk along Orchard Road at like 5 p.m. or whatever, right. Then I see one person stand down there with the mic sing, right. Then like say this is the singer, right. A person just walk past, don't make eye contact, just like completely ignore and just don't. Like I feel so bad for the person, you know. Then they're just singing and trying to do whatever they're doing, but then they just get completely ignored and nobody's watching.
But for
them.
the passerby, to be fair, I also feel that way. But for the passerby, it's like I didn't ask for this.
Yeah lor.
entertainment. I'm just
Yeah
walking
lah.
from A to B.
But wow, shacks, yeah.
Have you ever tried busking?
No, I scared. I'm very shy.
Because of
And I don't like
But then
perform.
didn't you go live on IG to sing?
That one different.
That one different. But you're not that shy lah.
But wow, public is like I'm putting myself in front of people that are not. They don't choose to consume.
Yeah.
So you need to convert live.
That
Like,
one
can you
damn
imagine there's a
stress.
couple that's already hanging out there, and then when you sing, they leave. Because they're trying to have a conversation.
I think that one you just stop.
Nightmares, yeah.
They're already romantic, yeah. You thought you're gonna add to it itself.
you just open the guitar box then they stand up.
Yeah.
I rather that better.
Yeah.
Better than you start singing then it's alright.
Wise man said this. Shh. Wow, sian, the most romantic song also cannot.
They throw you $1 then.
We throw the coin at you.
Basically, what happened with his ex-girlfriend was that so she took to Facebook and reviewed his abusive actions. They had a 3-year relationship. So some things he would do is basically spam call her when she's out, and then like if he's not informed of her activities beforehand, he will like start spamming call her and then like get angry.
Toxic.
Yeah, and it's to the extent where she will have to like beg for his forgiveness. Then he will say, "Oh, you ruined my day," that kind of stuff. And Yeah,
Gaslight.
and then so where I think where more of the emotional abuse came in is like when he would say, I think when she would want to break up or kind of end the relationship, then he will beg and cry and kneel, swearing to God that he knows he's wrong and will change for her. And then that escalated to stalking and also threats to end his life.
Did you all read
The actual-
gallery?
No.
Do you?
Image? I did. I finished the whole thing.
Wow,
It
you
was
invested, lah.
creeping. Because at first also I was thinking like you, who conducted themselves that well in their first few relationships? Surely you got a bit of gaslighting, a bit of controlling, because deep down you're just trying to manage your own insecurity. Wow, but no way, this guy was like rabbi. Like he one of my favorite lines were like if he's playing at a bar, right? She must clap. She must be the first to clap. She must lead the audience in the clap. If the audience never clap, because she never lead. And then after that, he must leave the bar by himself. So you have to go there at every gig, right? You cannot miss. But then when you are there, right, he must leave the bar by himself because he might have single female fans.
He must seem available.
Mediacorp also does this, right?
Wow.
But yeah, then
He learned from the best.
Yeah.
he needs to go out by himself, and then sometimes the fans might ask him to stay for drinks, and then she just
cannot
has to-
join lah.
She has to go home.
Right.
Then there are rare occasions where he does invite her to join,
Right.
and then she must be very grateful. And then and so she basically showed the real time conversation of him saying she can stay.
Yeah.
And then she write in Chinese like, really? I can't. Wow, shit. I mean, I read it in some Chinese voice. I know like Chinese text a bit more cutesy one, right? Wow, so I was like, 真的可以吗? You know? Wow, so
Dramas,
it's really a bit tough. It's
Sounds
really
about
a
right,
bit tough.
sounds about right.
So I mean, it's quite Tom Cruise-y lah in that sense. And you're relatively good for Tom Cruise. He's just good at what he do lah. For him, he's pretty good at what he does. But I think the key difference is that he's also not very likable. Very hard to be. Yeah, it's very hard to root for him.
Yeah.
Which is so sad because he has a likable face.
So you're saying you like his face?
Like he's the kind of face where if you said that this guy was a great guy, I would believe her. But you know, you have just some people that have a instantly unlikable face. He doesn't have that.
I think it's quite scary now and risky if you go out and perform again, because now that all this thing has surfaced, right? Then you put yourself out in the public, right? Walao, if somebody really don't like you, they just walk up to you and slap you in the middle of your performance. What are you
But
going
that's
to do,
illegal,
sia?
what?
Or a social experiment.
But what if I masked and then I fasted and I ran away? I wear a hoodie.
Just Singaporeans don't dare to do that shit.
Pussies.
It's like,
But then you're
he's not
masked and you
worthy.
hoodie.
And to be honest, he also has a lot of perhaps fans that would
Defend him.
that still go up, like went for his supposed next gig
Yeah.
to wait there, and then was disappointed he didn't show up.
Oh.
Okay, but say what you will though, to be honest, I was rooting for the guy until I found him very unlikable about the unfollow thing, right?
Not just that, he also like flamed like his like fan club, I think vice president or president, for supporting
fan club
another singer.
Right.
Oh my god, this guy is just on
Isn't
a
that his manager?
self-destruct.
I
He
remember.
like
that.
possessive, ah.
No, he's self-sabotaging himself.
I think we all kind of know a guy like that, right?
Why are you looking at me?
Wait, what? Who likes him? No.
That's very controlling. Very controlling as a result of his own insecurity.
Why do you look at me like that? Now
Yeah,
people
who,
think it's
who?
me.
No, it's not you.
Hey, come on, share some
we just
juice,
all know a guy. Y'all don't know a guy like that, man. No, not the whole. Y'all know.
Whoa, the tea
Very
really spilled over there.
Do we know this person?
No. As in just from my own.
Oh yeah, boy.
That's very confusing.
Okay,
Pause, yeah.
later say that. Okay, we cut this part.
No, don't have. You don't know. So if I'm not wrong, might not be the fan club vice president, but maybe they perform the same role, same person.
Hey, maybe.
Yeah, but my understanding was that it was one of the person that's managing his social media. Yeah, and so she looks at the follow-unfollow ratio and all that stuff also. And she went to like another artist's page and he just got very upset at her. Like, what are you going to like?
So this dude has outside of busking, he's spending his time monitoring his social media, tracking his followers, whether they follow, unfollow, and whether the people around him follow or unfollow other people.
He's narcissistic.
Correct.
lah.
Or he's a hustler.
It has to be a disorder lah.
Yeah.
It has to be. Why got people like that one? Is he
As in,
totally
I won't be
not
surprised.
aware that this is so unhealthy, man? The fact, and he's doing this now lah, right? The
But his
examples
wife
you're
did
listing.
come out to defend him though.
What
I mean,
say?
she married him lah.
Sorry, she's the best person to say that he didn't abuse anyone because she lives with him and she doesn't get abused. And so according to her, Jeff is not abusive to her. And in Fact is respectful, caring, and filial. He's a changed man, and she is proud of him.
You think he told her to say that? Then after he say shh.
How can she say that she has never abused anyone, but then also say that he's a changed man?
Not abusive to her.
Oh.
He has come out and apologized for his actions to the ex-girlfriend and said that it was because he was in his 20s and young.
Wow, if I'm a woman, right, married to a guy, and obviously physicality plays a part, right?
No.
And then with that history, then I also won't dare to say anything. Right?
Oh.
I don't even dare to like.
I feel like
the
it'll
busker
be
next
like
to him, you know.
he crying and then he very stressed, and because of that he's just like chokai. He's like, what can I do? He's like, if you're my wife, right, you should go and we really speculate.
Okay,
Max.
speculation. Speculation.
Yeah, I don't know lah.
In my scenario, he said, I will kill myself.
Wow.
Yeah.
I mean, there has been past bad behavior, but I mean, he's a changed man, so maybe.
But I also do believe people go through these phases in their 20s. It's just he also had stardom thrown into the mix, so the sense of self-importance was exponential.
That's like Justin Bieber's career summed up in a
Wow.
sentence.
I feel like he brought the Singapore busking scene like somewhere.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's to the point whereby I wanted to ask whether we could, like, whether JJ Lin could make time for him leh.
If you're wondering why JJ Lin, is because people are comparing his voice to JJ Lin and saying that they sound
He's
resonant.
that good ah.
I also want to say out there that not saying JJ Lin his team has agreed. I just thought that we'll be in touch, and then I wanted to ask.
But a lot of this has, I mean, okay, like half of this has to do with kind of like your past. Like, can a person change, right? Can a person change? Because all these are his past actions and whatever. Let's put aside should your professional and personal life overlap, right? But do you think that people can change? Like, was there anything that you have done that is like, honestly, now if you do and it was out in the public, you all get cancelled for that kind?
I feel like it's words, right, that we have used either like on Twitter or like Facebook. Like, I think back then, 10 years ago, 15 years ago, we have used words very liberally that would not be acceptable today. Like in Dota, for example, if the other team is damn good, we'll say, wow, that's damn gay. Cannot already. Even though it's a compliment.
Oh, does that not happen in the gaming scene anymore?
I feel it's okay, but then you don't say it out loud lah.
But do people type that still?
I haven't played Dota in damn long.
I think
just
got
have
a
to
lot
mouth
of
it to
Gaming
yourself.
scene.
got
No,
a lot
legit.
because you're anonymous, so you can do whatever you want, right?
Right.
Yeah.
They definitely be like the I'll your mom and that kind of shit like that happens all the time.
People
That's
put,
okay.
That comes from me.
People put like the most no, but I think the community is still quite healthy. Like if a person come out and then their username is like some very offensive word, right? Everybody else will go and block and ban and report the account.
Oh.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay, but I think like in relation to like your change man thing, right? I think if like what I think like John or Dan has mentioned, right? If there had been other people that came out in defense of him, saying that yes, maybe he did this in the past, but I've met him. He's really a very nice guy. But everyone else who is saying that they've met him or interacted with him recently, right? All don't have a good impression of him. So he's
Right.
clearly not a changed man, allegedly.
It's times like this where you know where your real friends are, or like who is there to like stick out for you lah. Because there will definitely be people who have had good interactions with him. They're too scared to stand up for him. So then, are they really that close to begin with?
And okay lah. At the end of the day, some of the examples were also in a professional setting where he was
Sure.
unprofessional. So I think he has let his personality bleed over into his professional life as well. So I think
Right. So
But what do y'all feel about the internet fallout that happened? Like, okay, so people don't like him, people went out and do some exposing and stuff, right? How about people that tag, for example, his sponsor? Like buy now, pay later one, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, I was trying to stop you saying it. People are tagging them and say, oh, like, y'all thought y'all got a steal by sponsoring this person. Are y'all still working with him? Like, do y'all think that's fair?
there was a case of the Xiaxue was involved in something where there was a list of clients also that somebody go and leak or
Yeah,
go
when
and
she was
put together
cancelled.
also like that one is
But that's Xiaxue though. We all know she will come back from it, ma.
yeah, no, but going and attacking the clients, right? That on that end, I think in the end also she was trying to find a person to take it to court or some shit, right? Like because
I'm not sure.
it's outside of just online noise really. It's actually affecting
Harassment.
yeah, it's like harassment, yeah. So if that is the case, then I think it's a bit too far lah.
Yeah.
It's a one step too far for the public lah.
I think it's perfectly fine if the brand says, hey, we want to distance ourselves. Because at the end of the day, their endorsement means something, right?
Yeah.
But I think for members of the public to go and attack a brand just because you happen to like partner with
I don't
someone
think they
and don't know
attack.
that they are the asshole. No, but a lot of them, like I think there was a recent article also that came out that people are still questioning why did they decide to like partner with this guy. It's like, you had the same amount of information that everyone else did also.
Yeah, but after that, why did they not drop him though? I feel like I'm a bit torn on this because like what you mentioned is kind of an endorsement one. Yeah, and then like brand is about image and all that.
No, but how do you know they're still with him?
No, I don't know lah. But then
Yeah, we
like
don't
so
know.
they were they tag whether or not they are with him, then they will just come out and say like, oh, we're just not with him anymore, then that's fine. Then it's solved. But if you are choosing to continue to sponsor him, why?
I think no wrong, no right, no wrong one. I think they can or they cannot. Like they do it. If they don't do it, I understand you're protecting your brand. It's just and this company is a global brand actually. So there's no point they risk their reputation on one dude.
Right.
But if they do support him, then okay lor, then they must see something in local music. And then they want to support because this has nothing to do with his busking. You know the funny thing is that I don't know Xiaxue was telling on this video or I don't know if she was telling me in person, I forgot already. She said the funniest thing that happened to her, right? When the internet attempted to cancel her, was that some brand that the engagement already ended already.
Yeah.
Like it was like a last month thing. They come and say we will not be working Xiaxue. Then she f***ing hot. She said I also not working with you. You give me free product, I post with you, there's no partnership. She snaps. Yeah. Then that brand just want to come and say we just want to say we have cut ties. That's funny, yeah.
No
They cut your lunch
self-awareness.
out.
But on this whole like sponsorship thing, right, it's quite interesting because I mean Dan is right, like, it's really like a heng sui kind of thing. Like if you are lucky. So
Yeah.
a good example is Dior. Like when
Sauvage.
so when Dior continued to sponsor Johnny Depp, right, and then throughout the whole time, right, and then people were saying like, oh my god, how can you do this, wife beater. Then after that, now they're like, oh my god, Dior has stood by Johnny Depp when nobody believed him. Yeah,
What
so-
a risk though.
And also Bella Hadid also, I think, or Gigi, one of them,
Yeah.
with the whole Israel-Palestine thing, they stood by her. Yeah, so well, we never know. We might turn around for Jeff.
A good bet, huh? No, that's why I believe in the future there's a market for AI influencers. If
In
you
the
can, you know, right now there's a lot of AI influencers already, right? And if you can create a persona, a character of that person such that you can know whether this person's outdoorsy, you must reject client one, you know? To create such a character, you must reject client because not all deals can take. And not just high fashion, you must do bolel things also. And right now they spend a lot of effort into the 3 renders of them doing very bolel things, unglam shots, without makeup shots. But you know for a fact, it's uncancelable this person. Like there's nothing, she can one day go and I think Puma has already worked with them. Yeah, and like this person can go out and create their whole persona, can write jokes that's vetted by 7 PR professionals, right? Or PR professionals from the world. And they go out there and this kind of thing will never happen. So I feel like there will...
Until
there'll
they
be a
weigh in on
market.
a social cause and then they choose the wrong side of the fence. Wow.
Correct, but it can always be debated, you know what I mean? It will never be a curveball. And the brand can decide them together also.
Right.
You can literally create a lifelong partnership with such influencer. We put you on the board.
Wow.
You know what I mean? Then we straight away we do 30-year sponsorship.
No personal life. Nothing to dig up.
Yeah.
No, but
sure.
if 7 people, they just rotate one person one day, then
They will dig up the problems with the 7 people that created her.
Do you think there's such a thing as healthy jealousy?
Yes. But it's like, it's envy lah, right? When one of your friend does very well in
It
life.
motivates you.
I always
motivates
thought
you, yeah.
envy was like a positive jealousy. But then the 7 deadly sins is envy.
The negative jealousy.
Oh.
No, but how about like in a relationship? Like say because like if your partner being jealous, right, it kind of signals to you that they care or what, right? You know what I mean? But then
That's true.
when does it step into like possessiveness and it's like it's an ick. You know what ick is?
Yeah.
EEK ah.
ICK, please.
Oh.
Okay. With his head.
Okay, Mr. 32-year-old.
Yeah, so do you all think there's such a thing as healthy jealousy in the context of a relationship?
Never been in one, don't know.
Hey.
Cannot comment.
I think there's jealousy in moderation lah. Because I know, for example, that if I don't get jealous a little bit with Nat, then it'll be like, okay lah, you're okay
Yeah.
with, you know?
So she has to purposely go and try and make you jealous a bit.
No. I mean, she's never voiced it out, but you can tell that something has changed in the room. Dynamics, you know. So I think there's good jealousy because, like you said, it really is that signal that this person like cares. But then,
Also, it's like the scenario. You say she's going out for a meal with a guy one-on-one.
Right.
Then you have to pretend.
I think those are the times you cannot pretend.
yeah,
You cannot pretend. Okay, guilty. Okay, I got step jealous one. Pet like, she knows it. I think she also know I step. But you do it enough, right? Then you throw her off. You don't know which one you step.
So he's toxic. He's just, I jelly.
The truth is that I think I killed off that jealous, insecure side of me with my first relationship. So, but I Pet tell me that she she's like, hey, how come you don't get like jealous? Sometimes you just act all like, my never Joe, that kind of stuff. But when it really matters, like she go for dinner with one guy, right? Those are the times that you actually need to up. You trust or you don't trust.
Wait, then when is okay to be jealous? When
you're doing it for fun, I guess. I don't know. That's me lah.
Like to be fair, I mean when she was close with her guy best friend, I was completely okay with it. And that's when you gotta, because you also gotta think about yourself. If you have a girl best friend, you also kind of want her to be okay with that. Which I do. Right. So then it's like you've really gotta play cool, like, oh, maybe she's going out with colleagues and there's some guys there. Then it's just about, what were their names? That's it. Then then there's a little bit of like you're just checking in. So I feel like that's healthy jealousy.
Correct.
I feel like we talk about him so much, right? Then now I'm actually going to want to listen to his
No, you should.
singing.
You should.
I never hear it.
Really pretty good. And okay, there's this thought that I have, but actually we are guilty of doing it now.
Stop right there! Police! The like, share, subscribe police!
Why you unsubscribe?
Why you unlike?
Do the exact same thing. Stupid.
Please do not. Thank you. Back to the episode. If you want to talk while I'm filming this episode, then you wait until like I leave.
So there were a bunch of influencers that which I mean we're kind of doing the same, but I think our saving grace is that we are commenting on what happened. But then there were influencers that go out and mock him, like make parodies that further make fun of him, which I guess, okay lah, is this the culture now? Is this acceptable now? And if this is acceptable-ish, when an influencer with a large following does it, is it then straight up bullying? And then when we see straight up bullying online like this, and the comment section celebrates it by saying, it's so funny, have we all lost the plot? Then next month we go back to saying say no to bullying and check in on your friends.
What were they exactly mocking him for?
The
Abusing.
live show. Do you watch the
Like the why you unfollow me, that kind of.
Right.
Yeah, I mean it's not just very famous. Like it's like there are famous TikTokers that did it also.
Right. Wow, it's very difficult. But it depends so much on the intent though.
Because they are content creators, right? They
they write on the trend.
Creating content.
Yeah.
Also,
but
right?
this, like, is it different in the context of a comedian?
I think I think Singapore has a very good example. When Nicole Choo released her book, right? And then Dikosh and Herzi got together and then did this whole like roast of her, right? I think that one was straight up bullying. Like the jokes that they were making and everything that they were saying about it was very
personal.
Even if it's funny or not funny, it was very personal. To the point where I felt like you really didn't need to do this, right? That
And
one was the worst case of bullying.
reach also. The two of them combined have much bigger reach.
Sure. Yeah. But the nature of the content to me was not tasteful lah. Yeah. Because when I was watching the video, because I go in blind, I don't know what this is about, right? And I also don't have a very good impression of the girl, right? To begin with at that point. Then when I watch the content, I have a very weird feeling in my body, like something is not right. This feels off. Then I scroll down and see, right? Then people were flagging it out. A few comments were flagging out about it being bullying. Then when I look properly, I realized that, and I listened, right? It's really quite rabak. They just tekan her for the sake of tekan, no? Then after that, then they came out with another video to apologize or kind of like respond to that original video, but framed as an apology. But I don't actually think it was an apology also.
Yeah.
More like justification.
Yeah.
But once again, that's what they did for a living though. At least D lah, for example. He roasts people for a living, part of it lah. Yeah, like what else he gonna do about this?
Then do they get a free pass? Like if say I'm a roaster.
No, that's what I was thinking. And I want to say I personally know some of these TikTokers or influencer friends that did post like this. And I'm not judging y'all, okay? I might have liked the thing also. I might have laughed at it, thought it was good, like and move on and scroll also. But it's just something I thought about like later on, right? Like it's like kicking a man when he's down. And then it's kind of like bullying because there's different levels of firepower.
Yep.
And then the comment section is everybody celebrating it. And then the next week we go back to, hey guys, mental health is very important. Let's stop bullying. Let's check in on your friends. And it's like, we managed to slide all that into checking in on your friends. Mental health is very important. Let's stop the bullying. And we didn't miss a bit. And everybody thought it was fine and okay. And I was thinking, once again, not judging it, because I probably would have created content like that also, right? Had I been fast enough, or if I was active on TikTok, right? It's just something I really thought about very recently only, a couple of days ago only.
I think if you're in on it, I think it's okay. Like, you know, in like Hollywood now, that they have the roast of like Justin Bieber, and then they all sit there together, and then they just like they the mother, everything.
Yeah.
Like they go for the deep painful shit, but it's okay because they are all in on it.
Yeah, and they are paid. They were invited to roast. They were challenged.
So in that context, right? If say they reach out to Jeff and whatever, and like kind of just notify, you know, that kind of thing, then like kind of get like the green light to go ahead, then maybe that'll be better lah. But if not, how?
Doubt it lah. Yeah.
Yeah lah, difficult. But at least, you know, give a
But
nudge.
to what extent is it a joke and to what extent is it mockery though?
But when your friend bully your friend, the bully is making his friends laugh, what? Isn't it? Is that just not the same thing, just done on the internet level?
So what if, like, for example, this comedian that did it had a much lower following than he did? Would it be okay then?
Yeah, no, that was why I started it, because I was looking at random TikTokers that I don't know, and they look quite young. Maybe they got a big following on TikTok, but I never checked, right? And they were doing it lor. Then I saw like 24 likes. Then okay lah, you go lah, you try. I'm sure your future will be funnier, right? Then you see the actual content creators, the ones that I know also. Then it's like, hey, legit funny. Like
Yeah.
it was current, it was quick, and they were in character. It was funny. Then I thought, but when you do it right, you got 30, 50, 100,000 views, fair meh?
Yeah, because it goes back to the idea of like punching up and punching down, right?
Yeah.
Like, I think it's okay to punch up.
Yeah.
I think punching down, I don't think it's 100% not acceptable. I think it depends on the context.
But it's very hard to be punching up in that sense, because you are still kicking a man when he's down.
But he's still more famous than you.
But still more famous than yeah.
But if really right, if it were like a in the past thing, and then now he's really different, right? And then we are digging that up and then using that
like Kevin
against
Hart.
him.
Yeah.
Yeah, then like clearly like, I mean I can see the anguish that it would cause him, because he was like, to him this is really not me anymore ma. But so far that has not been the case lah. Then does he not deserve it? You know what I mean? And then like,
No, sure. I feel like the internet reaction he deserved.
Yeah.
Like he.
but this is part of the internet reaction, right?
Yeah lor. But so it's. How do we feel as content creators ourselves, right?
And on the flip side, did he care about the people that he did this to?
Ooh.
So this is just so it goes back to he deserve it lah.
But is that something that the content creator needs to consider, right?
Yeah. Like, are we going with eye for an eye?
You know what Jeff needs to do? He just needs to go to a different country where they appreciate Chinese music, and he can go and be
China?
famous there. Yeah, go and join Sing China. And then
I think he did.
yeah. Okay. I think because I think he can win it if people are saying he sounds like that. But or like at least get famous from there lah. Then like expand your horizon, be famous in.
Yeah, now funny
All these other
you
countries.
don't even need to have your own sound. You just need to sound like somebody that's famous or look like somebody that's famous. You famous.
And cannot sing like the like the TikTok J Cho and JJ Lin.
Yeah.
He did at the age of 24. He was on like I think season 3 of The Voice of China.
So he did try though. But I mean, if you are a medium fish there, you can be a big fish here. I guess that's what he saw also.
Which he almost was.
Still got.
I think he can come
still
back.
can. Yeah.
I think he can come back from this.
But I need 6 months cool off.
1 month. Just need wait for the next
Yeah, wait
influencer
for
to
the
up. Then you
Wait
can.
for the next thing.
No, but then when he come back, right, there's gonna be that pressure also. Like people will be like watching him, right? Then he need to fake nice for 1 month or longer.
But that changes you. I feel like these things changes you as a person. You have to fake extra nice for 2 months, right? Then you keep 50% of it later on, right? Like if
So then is it good? This internet reaction is good.
Yeah, I feel like if you don't push someone past breaking point of no return lah.
Yeah.
It could be suicide, it could be giving up on something, it could be
Right.
quitting.
Right.
You hopefully make him change for the
Or
better.
drugs.
That's like a motto for life, though. It's like shit happens, then it's how you come out at the other end, ma.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Nice.
That exactly like shit.
Yeah, you got it. Good job.
So some of the signs that like someone is a narcissist is that number 1, superiority complex and entitlement. And number 2, exaggerated need for attention and validation. So for example, when his listeners must give him 100% attention, cannot chit chat, must clap. Yeah. Number 3, lack of boundaries. For example, his ex-girlfriend. Then number 4,
I got a problem with the previous one. Like in my head, I've never understood why people go to a live bar to listen to live music and then
then
have
want-
conversation. Like
No,
the
same,
volume.
Same.
tak match.
It's not. It's just that the live music is different. Like it's just a different vibe in the background. It's like how sometimes in the office then we just play music.
Yeah, but you got go inside before. The volume don't make sense one.
No, I think it depends because like some people go there not realizing that there's going to be live music. Because I've been in situations where I'm with friends and then we go, got live band one Then we're like, okay lah, let's go to a different bar and talk lah. Because
It's
we went
weird,
there for
right?
talking.
You know, just now you're talking about the headphone thing. Maybe it should be like that. Like if you want to listen, then you wear a headphone. Then you don't need to take out, then you can talk.
Then no one wears headphones.
Then just stay at home. Actually.
Then the busker take break.
Then the whole time you'll be taking break though.
Wow.
Why me?
Kidding.
No, then you thought the busker is singing, but he went home a long time ago. It was Spotify.
Oh, he sounds as good as the.
Which you technically can do. You can just upload all your acoustic covers on Spotify.
Then
you just
sing.
play that. Then you go there for what?
And how astounding is that?
Then you just sit there and then look at people.
You are going to a concert, right? And at best, the singer
Matches
is
the
100% as
album.
good as his album. But you have the album at home, which already paid a Spotify subscription for. You can listen to it in any order you want. Because you go there, sometimes they don't play the song you want. Or they play the order wrong. And then you go toilet, dirty and long queue, you cannot breathe, cannot drink water, right? Then people, JJ Lin come, smash $300-400 ticket.
Yeah.
Isn't that so astounding?
And then
know
the funny
what?
thing is the same night you can see it on YouTube.
Yeah. Then you're
At 50 different angles.
Fan interaction. But he's not talking to you. He's talking to everybody at once. Just answer him. Like, so if you go and watch a live on YouTube, right? When he say 你们好不好? How lor? You
No,
just
but then the
reply
same
yourself.
can be said for why do you travel though? You can watch a video of anywhere in the world
Cool.
and not go there.
Yeah. No lah, it's really. Yeah.
That's why I also never get, like, I don't really get concerts.
No, you know what I don't get? I
So
don't
that's why
get
Pat was
DJs.
very astounded when I wanted to go to Vegas for that music concert.
Right.
That's how I felt until you can say the same for football matches until you go to a real football match. You can watch on TV, but
The
the whole
atmosphere is
atmosphere, right?
different. Yeah,
I just
yeah.
started crying without even realizing.
But if Enfield downstairs your house though, you think you still keep crying? Like every day you just go there and ball.
True. True.
And when you go concert also, it's like, depending on the type of music, right? Like, do you jump? Do you stand still? Do you
Then the
move?
worst is they put chair.
Yeah.
I'm the kind that loves chair. I will purposely go get the
No,
one.
I also want chair, but you must have a stand area and a chair area.
Correct.
Like I went for John Mayer in Singapore, right? I don't know what to do. Because like I'm the kind that will just stand, you know?
Yeah.
Or I pay for my seat, right? Then I want to sit down, but everybody else standing there I cannot see.
Yeah.
Problem.
No, but he purposely put seats in his concert. He doesn't have any standing area. He doesn't have any standing area. He will always put seats. Even
But then everybody stand boas,
Yeah.
The chair company, waste time.
Then you cannot see him, but if you watch on YouTube, you can see his fingering.
Yeah. Hey, but you can watch Dota on Twitch, but you want to go and watch the international?
No, I feel like competition different. Competition is the cheering and the screaming. Like football, I get it.
Okay,
Yeah.
Like when you say football instantly, because I cannot watch football at home. But I like to go for like stadium to watch football match.
Yeah.
Last
Some more
time I
concert
was-
wait damn long. Like
Then sometimes they
have
sing the quiet parts, then the audience scream, you angry.
Yeah. Or
Like,
the,
shut the f***, we are all here to hear me sing, guys. You could stay at home for the TikTok experience.
But what I didn't used to get was DJs. Like I used to watch Zed on like YouTube, right? Then
Wow.
I always see like he like that, then all he does is just push up the volume up, then the volume down. Then like everything that they
That's
remix,
what you think you're doing.
everything that they remix, they already remix one. So then they go
Yeah.
there, what's happening? Yeah, then I realized that they actually do way more. So
I also always question my, like I had the privilege of knowing a few DJs, and I really asked them one like, because I always thought, like I remember one time, the first few times I went clubbing, right, then it was with like friends that could introduce me to the DJs back then. I think the DJ was Inquisitive somehow. So, which is shout outs to Farfast, yeah.
happy,
Congrats.
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 So like Inquisitive was a big time OG DJ, right? And so I think my friends there were introducing me to him. Then like the night to me was just getting started because I finally got buzzed, right? And then
Finally.
his stuff, because we went very late. Then the set ended already. Then I asked him, then they on the light already. Then he started turn off the thing. Then I don't know, I made some stupid half drunk comment like, hey, just play Spotify. Like I meant in a way where like, hey bro, like, can you keep the night going? But I don't need to do any work. You know what I mean? I meant it in a very positive way.
I completely didn't sound like that.
But he didn't get offended or whatnot lah. But my friends told me, hey, why can't you say that to the DJ? Then like, oh.
So thank you for watching today's episode of the Daily Ketchup. If you liked it, like. If you want to share it, share. And please subscribe. See you next time. Bye bye.
For those listening to this on commute, hi.
No kidding.
Then it's enough.